Look at
that.
Like it separates really nicely there.
Yeah, because you don't like the flavor of penis either, do you?
I don't.
Welcome to Savory Stories, the show where I make drinks that you can use to forget the death of your favorite character in that book you're reading. I'm your bartender, Eclectic Wolf. Today we're going to be making some drinks from the Glittering Court series by Richelle Mead, because the latest book, The Emerald Sea, is just released. The first drink we're going to be making is based on the first book in the series, The Glittering Court. Adelaide may be a countess, but she'd trade that all for freedom, and so she does. Posing as her servant, Adelaide escapes her arranged marriage by joining the Glittering Court, a school designed to transform impoverished girls into upper-class brides. As they cross the sea to the new world of Adoria, problems arise, not the least of which is the rising attraction between Adelaide and Cedric, the son of the wealthy proprietor of the Glittering Court. The cover looks like this right here. It's a white cover, so I figured let's create a white drink. I ran into a little bit of an issue. I decided let's make a pear martini. However, my pear juice that I bought, I realized after the fact, is very much not clear or white. And so we're just gonna go with it. So the first thing that we're gonna want is to get vodka, and we'll want about 2 ounces of that. So the way that I chose the base alcohols for these drinks is that the main stories are based on going from a poor lower class perspective and moving and transforming into an upper class type of person. And so I thought, why not take some alcohols that are generally considered to be lower class and turn them into drinks that you consider fancy. And so for this drink I chose vodka because this was a drink that people brewed in homes and people used it as a disinfectant but started drinking it because why not? And so this was considered a lower class alcohol and everybody drank it. And after that, 2 ounces of vodka, we'll want the 1.5 ounces of pear juice. And after that, we'll want to add just a tiny dash of lime juice to add a little bit of citrus to it. Now here's where we're gonna get interesting with these drinks. So these are called the Glittering Court series, and so I figured why not make some drinks that actually sparkle and they glitter. And the way that we do that is we're going to be using this ingredient called pearl dust. Now this is actually really cool. It's edible glitter basically, and so we're gonna be able to put this into our drinks, and it's going to create this nice glittery drinks. So get this out. You can buy this at cake decorating stores. You'll want to make sure that it is actually food dust and that it is FDA approved. There are a couple of recipes that are going around that call for different ingredients that I looked up to find out what you're supposed to actually use, and those ingredients are actually not food safe, so you probably don't want to be putting those in drinks. I chose silver because I thought that would be a good way to make it sparkle, and we'll just, I don't know how much to put in, so we'll just kind of dump some in there and we'll see how it goes. And now normally a martini you stir because they're primarily alcohol-based drinks, but in this case we put some fruit juice in it, so I'm going to shake it. Put some ice in here. Shake. Now once your hands are freezing cold and you can't hold it anymore, it's probably good. So we're gonna open it up and we'll see if that glitteriness actually worked. Put a little bit more in to try to get that sparkliness. Oh, there we go. Got that nice sparkle. And so, like always, we need our taste tester! Okay, so here we go. We have our sparkly pear martini. This one didn't sparkle that much.
I can still see sparkles.
I think it's because it's cloudy. Drink it.
I feel like I'm drinking glitter and that concerns me.
No?
I don't like that.
Oh, I like that a lot. You don't like that?
I don't like
This is
that.
amazing. Hey, excuse you. It's no alcohol for you. I actually like it. I think it's like the bitterness that you can get in a pear.
It's like biting into a completely unripe pear. Well, you can drink that one then.
I'm going to drink this one. I love this. So our next glittering drink is from the second book in the series, Midnight Jewel. A refugee of war, Myra is given a chance to escape by joining the Glittering Court. There, she finds herself subject to persecution from her fellow court jewels and from the suitors she's expected to give her life to. By day, she plays the part By night, she hatches a plan that, if exposed, could get her killed. This series is pretty interesting. All these books are surrounding the same event, but from different characters' perspectives. So the cover of this book is right here, and as you can see, it's very red. And so I'm going to make our next sparkly drink very red. This next drink is primarily made from mead. It's a honey wine, which I've actually never had before. Drink of the gods, or ambrosia in Greek mythology, as it was made from beads, and beads were messengers of the gods. Since this is wine, normally I wouldn't mix this with ice because it would water it out, but I forgot to chill this. So I'm going to put it in ice and then stir it just to get it cold. And for this specifically, it's primarily mead, so we're actually gonna put in 6 ounces of this mead. 3, 4.5, and 6. Ooh, it smells very honeyish. And so from there, creme de cassis, I don't know how you pronounce it, black currant liquor. I've never had this before, but I took a quick sip before filming, and it tastes like that boysenberry syrup you can get at the store. It's actually really good. I'm putting in like 1.5. Additionally, I thought that it might be good with some cherry liqueur. I have Hearing 200. This is like a very thick cherry liqueur. It's very red, so I thought it would go with the color scheme pretty well. And so we'll put in a little bit of cherries, so I'd say like 3/4 ounce. We'll want to put in our sparkles, and we'll plop in our ice. And now we don't want to shake it, we'll just want to stir this. And strain this. Ooh, this turned out amazing. That's swirling. Oh my god, that looks amazing. It is time for the taste testing again! Okay, and here we are. I have brought Megan on. So here we go. Here's our sparkling Midnight Jewel. Look at that.
Like it separates really nicely.
But does it taste good?
That is
That's
the question. Oh my god. This one I like. That is really sweet.
These are really good. And it got that honey taste. It gets an aftertaste to it.
Oh, that's what I'm tasting.
Yeah. The honey is an aftertaste. You initially taste the blackcurrant and the cherry.
That might be a new favorite of mine. The honey taste lasts forever afterwards.
It does. Like, it's a very strong honey flavor.
Yeah.
That turned out amazing.
I want to try the straight up mead. It's good though.
That is good. And now our last drink, the book that literally just came out this week, and the reason we're entirely doing this episode is The Emerald Sea. Tamsin didn't just set out to be part of the Glittering Court, she set out to be the top of its ranks, best of the best. This plan is thrown completely off course, however, when the ship she boards to go to the New World is tragically lost at sea. As you can see, the cover is a green color, and so the next drink that I'm going to be making is based on absinthe, which I think is a pretty good choice for this. As I mentioned, I'm doing alcohols that kind of have a lower class feel to them. Absinthe is a pretty old drink, and it was actually given to French soldiers to prevent malaria. Eventually, it was outlawed because it supposedly had hallucinogenic effects, and it was even outlawed in the US until actually fairly recently. But now it is no longer outlawed, primarily because they improved the distillation process to get rid of the hallucinogenic properties that come from wormwood, which is one of the ingredients in this. And so, put about 1 ounce of the absinthe here. It is important to note for this drink, absinthe and this next alcohol that I'm putting on it, Sambuca, is, what do you call it? Anise. Is anise flavored. Anise flavored, so think black licorice. And a lot of people don't like black licorice. I generally don't like it either, but I like it in certain mixed drinks, so we're gonna see how this turns out. Put 1 ounce of the Sambuca in, 1.5 ounces. Finally, add a little bit fruit flavoring. We're gonna put in some maraschino liqueur, and this should be pretty good. I actually haven't tried this yet. Doesn't smell like maraschino, so I'm kind of scared now. Put in about 1/2 ounce of that maraschino liqueur. Ice, again, this is a pure liquor drink, and so it's gonna be a stir. Oop, I forgot to put our sparkles in. Sparkles are very important in these recipes. Don't stir it again. Wow, that is a really strong anise smell. Pour that in. And that is not as green as I was expecting. Look at that Emerald Sea that we've gotten. And so I need my taste tester again. I should have to kneel. Kneel to the book queen.
Kneel to the book queen and her minion.
Cool.
I'm keeping this on the sideline so I can palate cleanse.
Yeah, because you don't like the flavor of anus either, do you?
I don't. Echo likes the flavor of anus though.
Oh yes, lots of anus.
My minion has left me. No.
You smell the anus flavor.
He did.
He only likes his own anus.
Very pretty.
The sparkles make everything look so much better.
Yeah, it's not super green, but the book cover is kind of on the more yellow side, so I think this works.
Getting the sparkly swirls are very important. I don't know, I think you're just stirring it because you're scared.
No, you can't see my fear. I am the queen of books and cats and darkness.
No.
That's just because I don't like the taste of anus, though.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
If you don't like anise, you won't like it.
Yeah.
It is a very strong anise drink. But
it's better than straight absinthe, though.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better. I'm wondering if the maraschino is kind of mellowing out the flavor a little bit.
I'll give it another try. It doesn't give me the normal that I get with black licorice flavors.
There's a very, very slight cherry taste.
All I taste is anus. This is a new favorite of mine. I'm literally adding this to my list of favorite mixes. It's so good.
Yes. That's my goal. At least one perfect drink an episode. I have to admit, my favorite is actually this one.
Good. That means I get to finish this all on my own.
I really like this pear flavoring. I'm a super big fan of pear, so this is actually pretty good to me. I'm surprised.
The glitter settled to the bottom.
Yeah, it did in this one too. I tried to stir it.
I need that swirl. Oh,
yeah, take note, to get it actually really swirly, you do actually have to use quite a bit. I've used probably 3/4 of this, and so take note. I think this one vial is about $4.50, so
a little pricey.
Good to show off. You don't really taste it, so unless you're trying to impress people, probably don't need it. But it's important for these drinks because now I have created these drinks, and an important part of that is the glittering, so that we have a drink for each of the glittering cork books. Get this shit out of here. You can have this one.
That coating of glitter on my tongue.
Wait, can you see it?
I don't see any.
Like a little bit.
So if you want a glittery tongue, make these drinks.
I call this a success. None of these were just bad drinks. They were actually pretty good. And the only reason we didn't like this one is because we aren't a fan of anise flavor. But if you like that, highly recommend. All these turned out really great. Highly recommend all of them. So hopefully I inspired you to make these drinks at home now that the Glittering Court series has their own non-official. Hey Richelle, can we get these official drinks? So if you like this series, leave us a like down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And if you have subscribed already, ring that bell so you can be notified whenever you get new videos like this, and you can go and drink your depression away from trying to write your next book in the series. So yeah, wolf out!